Hi, I'm Brock Doyle. I'm a local real estate broker. After working for Coldwell Banker for a number of years as a realtor and also as a manager, I learned the ins and outs of how the major franchises market properties and how they recruit agents and train agents. I took what I learned and what I liked, but I also opened my own independent brokerage because there were some things that I didn't like. And so now I'm able to take the best of what I learned from the major franchise, but also provide the level of service that I think is really important to the individual customer. Especially when you get into luxury properties and commercial real estate, you can't use the same method to sell every property. You need to be able to differentiate yourself, and the major franchises don't do that. It's one size fits all. And so as an independent broker, I'm able to be flexible and offer a completely different level of marketing with a higher level of service than the major franchises do. One of the big differentiators is representation. And the way I do it is I do not have any unlicensed assistants or any realtors that work with me to show property or do any of the legwork. When you sign a contract with me, you work directly with me. I feel it's important that when you're dealing with a high stakes, high value property, you should get full representation from the person you contract with. That work should not be passed off to somebody else who's learning the business or maybe isn't even licensed in the business. So that's number one. That's very important. A lot of people overlook that and they don't find out until, unfortunately, their property's been on the market for 100 or 200 days that they really haven't been getting the level of service that they expected. The other thing is timing and price. You know, very often I look at properties that do not sell and I'm shocked at the price that was agreed to and how it was listed on the market. You know, some of these prices, there's really very limited research that goes into them because at the end of the day, when I'm working with a buyer, I run comps on these properties and I have to be able to justify the value. And the buyers want to be able to justify value. And when the prices are just unjustifiable, you're not going to get offers. And that's why these properties sit on the market and eventually over time they reduce the price and they eventually sell. But the reality is if you do the proper research, you have market knowledge, you don't have to go through that process of being on the market for 100 or 200 days, having a bunch of showings without offers. You can sidestep all of that and you can actually get the result you're looking for in a reasonable amount of time. Over about 13 years as a licensed realtor and broker, my average is 97%. Actually, it's the median, 97% list to sale price ratio, and median days on market is 31. So you do yourself a great service when you work with somebody that will actually provide market-based pricing that is able to be supported and defendable. Whether it's through an appraisal or whether you have a very knowledgeable buyer that's doing research. So if you have more questions, you want to get together and chat and see how I can help you, please reach out and we can set up a time to get together. Thank you.